such a weird experience coming home there too, because there were like news crews at my house waiting for me to pull up, you know, and I still had a pressure sore. I still was supposed to be on bed rest. I wasn't supposed to spend much time in a chair yet. And I just wanted to come home, see my girlfriend, hang out with my little brother, see my parents, you know, just those 4 people in a room. That's all I needed. And there were cameras, and I come inside, and Rick Nielsen, the guitar player for Cheap Trick, was sitting in my bedroom, and you know, and news crews, because he's a local guy here. Cheap Trick is our local.
I don't know if we mentioned, but we're actually in Poplar Grove, Illinois right now, and this is the area that Noah grew up in. Is Poplar Grove. It's a little small town, about an hour and a half from Chicago, near the Illinois-Wisconsin border.
And the bigger town next to us is Rockford, Illinois, which is where Cheap Trick is from. So, you know, they tell me Rick Nielsen is here. I don't even know the name Rick Nielsen at the time. I have no idea who that is. I don't know who this guy is sitting in my bedroom and why news crews care that I'm home or anything. And, but, you know, kind of a cool little story followed that. First, they explained to me who Rick Nielsen is, and I'm just kind of like, well, why the hell is he here? You know, I don't really care that he's the guitar player for Cheap Trick. And I think that they assumed that I would know who he was. And I mean, I've heard of Cheap Trick, but whatever. I really don't care at all. And I think that everybody felt the tension in the room, that I was angry that they were all there, because that's not what I wanted at all. I just wanted my family and Maureen there. And, you know, those were the things that I missed the most. And so anyway, they all leave the room, and they can tell that I'm upset about it. And Rick Nielsen goes into the main part of the house, and he goes down in the basement with my brother, and they end up playing guitar down there for a while. Rick Nielsen taught my brother how to play Surrender and a bunch of songs down there. You know, like, how cool was that part? You know, like, I didn't realize that till later.
Yeah, and then he went on to become a musician himself.
Yeah, yeah. And
everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, there you go. And the next day, I get a phone call. I'm just sitting by myself. My girlfriend was at work, and I don't know where my parents were, probably at work. And the front gate of the community calls me up and says that they have somebody at the gate named Rick Nielsen. Is it okay to let him in? And I thought that it was my buddy Aaron just messing with me, because he knew how pissed I was about all this. And I was like, yeah, let him in, you know, and I hang up. And then like 2 minutes later, this Jaguar pulls up in the driveway. It's like, who the heck? A guy gets out, and I'm like, it's that same guy from yesterday. It's Rick Nielsen. He comes and he knocks on my door, and he said, hey man, I just wanted to apologize about yesterday. And he's like, I didn't even realize how uncomfortable that could have been, and, you know, in the situation that you would just want to see your family. I was just asked to come out here by the news and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And he said, you mind if I come in and chat with you for a while? And I told him, oh, come on in. He came in, he sat down on the couch, and we just shot the shit for a few hours, you know. And he invited me out to his 4th of July party, or told me, you know, that he was having one. And so after spending the day with him, and then going out to his 4th of July party, we had opened a live music venue. So him and some of the guys from Cheap Trick would show up regularly, individually, not all together. Yeah. And, you know, if there was a cover band or a band there that knew a Cheap Trick song, he would ask him, you know, like if he could join him on stage. And so once in a while, like the drummer Bunny Carlos would show up, and he'd go up and play drums, or Rick Nielsen would go up and play guitar with them. And it was, you know, just became this cool thing that would happen every few months at our venues. You know, they'd show up as a surprise musician.
That is cool, but I feel bad for that band's drummer if the drummer from Cheap Trick is coming up like, hey, can I use your drum set? Like, get out.
They loved it, dude.
I'm sure they did, but it's that's cool.
Like if you're a cover band and one of the songs you play is "I Want You to Want Me," and the drummer from Cheap Trick comes up and is like, "You mind if I sit in on this one?" You know, that's a pretty cool.
You're right. Yeah, you definitely would just hand the sticks over and be like, "Dude, you're way better than me. Like, have at it."
Well, it's your song. You know, go ahead.